Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Thursday's episode of Our Mystic Road Trip. And this is the episode where I focus solely on tarot. We take one card a week and we dive deep into it. And I talk about things that maybe you never even thought about looking at when it comes to tarot, so that I'm working to make my tarot practice better. And I'm hoping that by doing this, I'm helping you make your tarot practice better. Awesome. If you've never been here before, my name is Kim. And if you've never been here before, what's wrong with you? Make sure you head back and check out the rest of the catalog, because we're already at the tower. There's a bunch of other tarot cards you could check out, and other cool, magical, mystical kind of things to check out as well. Yeah, this is a podcast that basically, I'm on my mystic road trip, right? I want to learn as much as I possibly can, and, carve a path that's mine and mine alone. But I thought, hey, let's share it with the people and maybe help somebody else do the same thing. And that's kind of where the idea for this podcast came. I'm a nerd and I like to talk about these things, and why not talk to you guys about it, right? Hopefully that means I help you guys out too. And we can form a cool community, and, maybe I won't be the only one driving this bus all the time on this mystic road trip, Maybe we can have some guests. Maybe we can do that kind of thing, right? Once again, sorry guys for my throat. I am getting over this nasty ass virus, dude. This fucked me up hard, and it hit hard, guys. So make sure you're drinking your apple, orange, ginger, cinnamon tea. Make sure you're keeping yourself healthy out there, guys, okay? Eat healthy. Make sure you are taking care of yourself, okay? Because these viruses are no joke nowadays. I swear to God. All right, so, yeah. That means it's time to get started. As I said, we're going to be talking about the tarot. Before we do that, though, hold on. Let me do this the right way. If you guys want to reach out to me, there are ways to do that in the description box. There's also ways to support the podcast. At the very least, please rate, review, share, comment, do all that kind of good stuff. Whether you're finding me here on Spotify or you're finding me here on YouTube, which, by the way, you can see my crazy mug if you really want. Not that it's all that exciting, but hey, if you are more inclined to watch somebody talk to a little teeny camera in their phone for about 30 to 40 minutes instead of just listening to it, by all means, come on over, check me out. Yeah. And if you want more information, you can always check out the Medium publication. And also, I have another podcast called Where All the Ladies At. So if you're into women and history, check it out too. I'm doing a deep dive this month into Black History Month, because I refuse to be told we can't celebrate. It is still a holiday. It is still something that needs to be discussed. So, anyway, soapbox moment's done. Let's jump into the tower. It is not the end of the world. I know a lot of the times when people draw this card, they freak the fuck out. Okay? And is it scary? Is it life-changing? Perchance, yes. Right? It might feel like your life got hit like by a wrecking ball. And Miley Cyrus is not riding that wrecking ball. But I promise you, it's here for a reason. Alright? So let's talk about it. Alright, the meaning. Okay. The Tower card is... It's here to break down the real progress that happens, right? It's a moment of facing the truth that you've been avoiding, okay? And whether you like it or not, things are going to change. Now, it's not great I'm losing everything, although it could be. I can't say. Every situation is different. You might lose some things. You might lose relationships, jobs, old habits. But here's the thing, guys. If you're holding on to something that isn't meant for you, you need to let it go anyway, right? It's basically like spring cleaning. It's a big, deep clean, right? However, this card usually comes up when you haven't been listening to the universe. And the universe says, hey, listen up. If you haven't been listening to signs, you haven't been going the path you need to go, the universe is going to course correct you. And if that means driving you off a cliff, that means driving you off a cliff. Because it's giving you little subtle hints, right? And you haven't taken them. And now it's like, fuck off. Yeah. You need to go this way. In the end, it's going to be better. The tower brings big change. Change that you weren't expecting, or maybe that you weren't ready, you don't think you were ready for. It knocks down your ego, at your security sometimes, and whatever you thought you knew, but it does it in a way that can clear the path for something more authentic, something more genuine, something more aligned with where you are now. Humans have this tendency of holding on to things. Whether it's fear, whether it's comfort, whatever it is, we hold on. And sometimes the best thing to do is let go. You know, we all grow, we all evolve. There's things and people and places and everything that just change. And if you don't change with them, then you get stuck. And the tower's there to slap you like a ketchup bottle. Get moving. Right? It's going to be okay. Just something had to give. Okay? Let's break down some of the symbology, okay? There's a lot of symbology on here. Okay, so you have the tall tower, right? It's way up in the sky. Someone built their foundation in the clouds. And the universe is saying, hey, this tower, it's begging for trouble, man. It's time. Lightning strike, and it brings down the tower fast, right? If you look at the card in the traditional deck, by the way, guys, whenever I talk about imagery, I'm talking about traditional deck. And when I go into the reading of it, I am talking about the traditional way of reading. I know everybody reads differently, especially when it comes to reverse. Please don't come at me. I'm going to use the traditional way so that it's kind of a good foundation for beginners, and for maybe people that are intermediate kind of idea. Okay, so if you look at the tower, there's people falling out or jumping. That's up to your interpretation. It's not like slow motion. It's not like in the movies. It's these people are tumbling down, and they're tumbling fast. You know, this is basically an equivalent of, you tripping and just going down, right? The thing is, the universe has a plan for the landing. It is part of the process, okay? Above this tower, there's stormy skies. That is basically, you're about to feel like the whole world is collapsing on your shoulders. The storm is necessary. Storms are necessary. Storms are symbols of transformation. Chaos is uncomfortable, yes, but it does have this unmitigating power to make us face things that we've been ignoring. And lightning, that is the spark that's kind of, I guess the best way to describe, sorry guys, I have something in my eye. I guess the best way to describe it would be the lightning is kind of like the camel that broke the back, right? The straw that broke the camel's back, right? It's like, there you go. That's the ignition. The lightning symbolizes the thing that caused the tower moment. Okay? I don't want you guys to be afraid of the tower. Yes, is it uncomfortable? And yes, does it sometimes bring about hard things? Of course. Life isn't easy all the time, guys. I do think that right now, in particular, my country is going through a tower moment. And it's because there's things that we've held on to, ideologies, stereotypes, hatreds, all these things that we've held on to. And the universe is giving us a tower moment. And I think it's not only in my country. I think it's happening in a lot of countries across the world right now. And welcome to the age of Aquarius and Pluto. Yeah. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So yeah, let's talk about the numerology of the tower. Okay, so the tower is number 16. So in numerology, you take the numbers apart until it comes down into a single digit or a few set, like 11, 22, that kind of thing, right? But also 16 is a big thing, right? 16, sweet 16. However, this is not the birthday party you were planning on, okay? When you break it down, it becomes a 7. 7 is actually a very spiritual number, guys. It's a number of introspection. It's a number of truth seeking. It's a number of like deep revelations. That's why it's this card. The tower is forcing you to confront the truth, no matter how messy, disruptive, or downright terrifying it might be. And that is because it is asking you to seek the truth. It's asking you to look within. It's telling, hey, you pay attention, right? It's in these moments where growth happens, you know? It's a little thing, but as an example, you know, the TikTok ban, oof, right? 12 hours gone. But what happened prior to that is that this tower moment for everybody who uses TikTok as business and as social media and all the, communication, whatever you used it for, it pushed a bunch of people to go over to another app, one that is a Chinese owned app, and there they found a new community and comradeship, and barriers were broken, right? So this tower moment that everybody was freaking out actually turned out to be a good thing, right? And I think that's amazing. Growth happened. For the first time, you had Chinese citizens and American citizens communicating one-on-one, not through our governments, not through our media, but one-on-one in mass amounts of numbers. And it changed people. It changed people's thoughts. It changed people's things. But you had to have that tower moment to have it happen. You had everybody freaking the fuck out before it could happen, right? So it's going to be crisis at first, and then the dust is going to settle, and you're going to be in a better place and better understanding, and then you can start rebuilding your tower, right? Sometimes things have to crumble before they can be rebuilt, right? Somebody told me the other day, sometimes things have to burn the fuck down before we can build them back up. That's a scary sentence, but also wholly accurate. Wholly accurate. All right, so rebuilding after the fall, okay? So the beauty of the tower is that it isn't destruction, it's the reconstruction, right? After lightning strikes and the tower tumbles, you have clear space, you have clear land. Now you can build new foundations, you can build a new, better tower. It's a fresh start. Okay, if you look at the tower like that, it's not as scary. It can still be as tragic and it still be as unnerving and destabilizing, but it's not as bad, right? After the fall, you're going to be way more focused. You're going to build something stronger than what you had before. You're not going to waste time on holding on to the things that caused that original tower to fall. You're cleaning your closets out. Everything. You are going to be okay. All right? So, let's talk about reading it. Now, once again, let me repeat. When I'm talking about reading it upright versus reverse, I am talking about the traditional way of reading it. I do know that some people don't read reverse. Some people, like me, read it as slower moving energy. Some people read it more in the traditional way, which is usually the negative aspects of the card itself. So let's look. So when it's upright, things are going to get real quick, right? This is what we said. It's a wake-up call, right? You gotta shake everything off. You gotta get rid of the old, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your routine, step into something. Don't keep holding things that's holding you back. Make something better, right? Maybe your job isn't right for you. Maybe that relationship was more comfortable, so comfortable, right? But it's giving you blisters, right? Of course, it's good. You might feel blindsided by this, of course, but it's clearing away for something better. Okay, I just think you have to remember that. Now, if it shows up in reverse, it's this is kind of like in reverse. The traditional way to look at it would be that your life's kind of falling apart, but you're too stubborn to do anything about it, right? I'm fine, everything's fine, I don't need to change a thing, but the tower is still going to make its presence known. Even if you're trying to ignore it. Reversed, it means you're resisting change. Or maybe you're clinging on to those things that are already out of your life, right? You're holding on to the crumbling tower for dear life because you built it. But, sweetheart, babe, it's time to let go. Yeah, trust the process. The universe knows what it's doing. I promise you. I know it may not feel like it sometimes. It's not here to sabotage you. It's here to help you. It's here to help you build back up. But unfortunately, once again, like I said at the beginning, someone hasn't been listening to the universe. Someone hasn't been seeing the signs. Someone hasn't been doing what they needed to do. And so the universe is going to make you, for lack of a better terminology. It's time. It's not going to give you a choice anymore. Okay? So that's sorry. That's kind of what it's like. Now, we're going to get into the fun stuff here. Sorry, guys. Woo. I'm telling you, that virus, not great. All right, guys. So let's talk about some associations. The tower is ruled by fire, right? Fire burns things down, and leaves heat. But when you burn a field, it means that the crops come back stronger, right? I believe that's how it works. I'm not a farmer, so if you are out there, let me know. But a lot of people will burn ground, and then it clears room for new growth. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Much better. Right? So, as always, fire is here to help keep things moving. It sparks change, right? The tower. So therefore, if it's associated with that fire element, so I'm trying to say, it's going to be associated with a fire sign, right? This is what we've learned. So, most of the time. There's a couple variations on that, but for most, it's true. This one is Aries. Aries is like let's do energy. They are very much go-getters. Aries is all about action and pushing forward, right? So, and the card is ruled by Mars, and Mars doesn't wait around either. It's about action. It does not ask for permission. It moves. If Mars wants to tear your walls down, it's happening. But once it is all done, you'll have a better foundation, and might end up thanking the card later, right? So you have fire, you have Aries, you have Mars. These are all very passionate, very action, very driven, right? So let's talk about the crystal. The crystal is the amethyst, little purple gem. It's an emotional cushion. Amethyst is known for its healing properties, right? And it's especially helpful during times of emotional upheaval. So if the tower shows up, it might behoove you to go out and grab yourself some amethyst, right? Hold it in your hand, place it near you during meditation, whatever you can do, Plus, amethyst also helps calm energy, right? So that means it allows you to step back and take a bigger look at, like, a clearer picture of what's actually happening, okay? not panicking when everything's crumbling. It could allow you to be calm enough to like see the full picture. It's good for intuition too. So you'll be able to better understand what exactly the universe is trying to teach you. All right. Herbal wise, I would say sage is a good option for this card. It is actually associated with it. Sage is a spiritual breath of fresh air. You know, if you know anything about sage, you know about cleansing and smudging. You know, get the negative energy out. It cleanses the air. It helps you clear your mind from all the chaotic things that are happening because of the tower moment. It can help not have such scattered thoughts. You know, you might need a whole stick at a tower moment, but it's okay. Sage is also a great tool to cleanse your personal energy too. So not only do you clean the areas that you live in, but also like so that you can recalibrate your environment, but also it can detox you spiritually as well. I would say just remember it is a very potent herb. So open the windows. Also, it'll allow the smoke to take all the negative out of where you are, so that you can have clearer thought on that. All right, so we talk about the god or goddess, and there's many ways you can do this. This card can be attached to many gods, goddesses. For me, I wanted to talk about Tyrannus, the Celtic god of storms. You know, he's all about lightning and thunder. You know, thunder. Yes, yes. By the way, guys, I love that musical. If you have not checked it out, I know this is not the typical pod. I should do this over on the mythical podcast, but if you have not checked it out, go out, look up on YouTube, Epic the Musical. You will not be upset. Anyway, so Tyrannus is about transformation, right? He can give you guidance in the storm, and it helps you make it through the storm, right? You're going through the storm and coming out the other side stronger. You know, breakdowns and breakthroughs, this is that come with the tower. These are storms, and Tyrannus is basically kind of like a cosmic coach, right? He's going to help you understand what's crumbling and actually help you guide you through the difficult parts. The great thing about Tyrannus is that he's not about avoiding the storm. He's not like, I'm going to show you a way around. He's about like riding it out and going through it and coming out victorious. So if you need strength or transformation or guidance, you can call on him. Okay. Even if I feel, and this is just my opinion, that even if you're not someone who follows the faith, like, so you don't worship Celtic gods, I think any god, if you call on them the right way, if you respect them in the right way, and you give them the right offerings, they'll come to your calling. They'll come and help you out. All right, guys, the color that goes with that is red. Shocker of all shocks, right? Because it's fire. Red gives you like I got this attitude, so it can help boost your confidence and helps you face chaos head on. You know, so just have some red clothing on, or you know, wear some red underwear. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. Just embrace the red. You know, it's you're gonna need the strength, and why not? All right, guys. So how do you use this all in your daily practices? Well, there's a couple different ways. Okay, so the tools we talked about, you could do amethyst meditation, of course, sage your space, invoke Tyrannus, like I said, wear red. I would say if you're going to use it for a daily mindful practice, you can really reflect on old structures. You know, what's in your life that feels outdated and unstable. You know, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could just be a habit. If it's not serving you anymore, maybe it's time to let go, you know. And I think by reflecting on that, you can actually see a lot of that going on. Let go of control, you know. Surrender to the process. For some of us, that's very hard, and I count myself among that. But you can't control everything. And that's actually okay, because it's too stressful to try to control everything. Life can get messy, guys. I know you guys know that. And sometimes things have to fall apart. And when you can Embrace that idea. Hold on, guys. Life gets a lot more fun and a lot easier. And then also, I think just sit with it. Create a plan for rebuilding. Take a step back. Assess what's happening. What do you need to build next? Where do you need to go? Do you want something more aligned with your true self? Just use this card as a reminder after the shakeup, right? You have the power to rebuild. Humans are very resilient. You got this, is basically what I'm saying. It's not here to destroy your life, the tower. It's here to free you from what's no longer serving you, making room for better, right? More meaningful future. It's not an end, guys. It's the start of a whole new chapter. The universe has decided that your old structure just isn't cutting it anymore. And it may feel like the worst day ever, or the worst week ever, or, oh God, I've had years ever. But you'll be okay. You'll look back at in the end and say, okay, this happened and I am so much better for it. Sometimes you gotta fall to rise, right? And that's what this card is about. There's magic in transformation, guys. The tower is not something to be scared of. Okay? It might be a rocky haul, but it's not something to be scared of. And that's the tower, guys. I hope you enjoyed the deep dive into the tower. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. As always, if you want to reach out to me, you can do so. There's links to my social media and an email for those that like to rock it old school. And also there are links to my Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon if you want to support the podcast financially. At the very least, I would really appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, review, follow, all that kind of good stuff. Get me out there into the algorithm so we can build a community, so we can talk about all this crazy cool stuff and grow together, right? Also, check out the Medium publication. There's a lot of stuff over there about things I've covered and things I haven't yet. Also, if you're into history and women, check out Where All the Ladies At. It's a podcast where I take a deep dive and try to figure out where the fuck all the women went. In history and myth and legend, by the way, yes. And that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I see you guys again next week. Have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, guys, stay curious and be blessed.